Okay, patch 1.13. We've already taken a look at some of the poise damage for the weapons. We have a lot of numbers, so it's looking pretty scary. I'm gonna say that up front. It's looking very scary, actually. This patch is likely going to break everything. It's not going to be pretty. Alright, let's take a look at the patch notes. PvP exclusive balance adjustment. Actually, before I do that, I want to go all the way to the end. Further updates will be distributed. Okay, phew. Thank God. Alright, we can move on now. Alright. Okay. Increased poise damage of normal attacks of the following weapon types: light great sword, backhand blade, hand-to-hand arts, beast claws. By the way, this isn't the only things that have been affected. Two-handed thrusting sword, like increased poise damage of dual-wielded attacks of the following weapon types. Like basically, there's a bunch of things that changed. Like a bunch of things, like poise damage wise. Like we're gonna have to revisit all the poise damage, and I'm gonna say it right now. Backhand blades are completely broken. Like they buffed backhand blade. Backhand blade was already broken, and it didn't even fucking do like barely any poise damage. Now your backhand blade crouch attack always poise breaks. We confirmed that. Man, this is brutal. Like, this patch is actually going to be brutal. This is going to be quite the patch. They might actually have to do another emergency fix because this is going to be quite game-breaking. Increased poise damage of Claw of Night throwing attack. We looked at the poise damage for that, and it said it only did, like, something like 27 each, I think. Which is not a lot, but I would have to double-check. Decrease the backstep and vulnerability window when Fine Crucible Feather Talisman are equipped. Nice! Okay. We did not know that. Decrease the invulnerability window. That's good. Holy shit. I was not expecting that. I was not expecting we would ever get that. It's down to 8 frames. That's very nice. Very, very nice. Okay. So that's a win right there. That's here it's a mix of win and else. Like with that here, like we're gonna have to revisit all of this, but it's a mix of good and bad for these. I'll tell you right now, guys, two-handed light greatsword always poise break. Power stance, backhand blade, the crouch attack and the L1 always poise break when both blades land. The running attack for backhand blade, like they do a fucking total for the running heavy of like 275 poise damage, which is insane. Like the first part does like 55 and the second part does like 220. It's pretty crazy. The hand-to-hand arts though, like the R2 always poise breaks for each hit. It's going to be very nice to try those. The beast claws, the running R2, it has 3 parts. The first part does 24 poise damage. The second part poise break for each. They do 144 each, I think. And so there's going to be a lot of things that are going to change a lot gameplay-wise simply from the poise damage. We checked a few numbers earlier, but we're going to have to double-check everything. Alright, let's move on. Savage Lion Claw. The second hit of the follow-up attack is now easier to land. Decrease the damage animation of the first attack against other players. The second hit of the follow-up is easier to land. Dude, we're going to need to check out Lion's Claw after this. Raging Beast, decrease in vulnerability window against other players' attack. Blind Spot, decrease in vulnerability window against other players' attack. That's good. That's really good. Okay. Alright. That's really good. Palm Blast, decrease poise amount generated when charging this skill. You know what? I don't think I like that. I think Palm Blast was fine. I don't know what you guys think. I think it was fine. Like, I didn't mind it having super armor. Spell and incantations. Miriam's Vanishing. Decrease in vulnerability window against other players' attack. Get wrecked, Scott. I'm sorry. This one's probably my fault. I'm sorry. I'm not really sorry, but I'm sorry for the mages out there, but not really. Alright, Knight Lightning Spear. Increase attack power of the initial Lightning Spear. Decrease attack power of the spears launched after the first one. And decrease poise damage of all spears generated after the spell. Okay. General balance adjustment. Increase damage animation. Wait, what? Increase damage animation of the light greatsword charge attack against enemy players. Bro, the light greatsword is like going to be, I mean, it's definitely a top weapon now. There's no doubt about it. It might be too strong. We're gonna have to see, because all these buffs to the light greatsword, like, Jesus Christ, it's gonna be brutal. Increase the stat and status of the following NPCs. Okay. Increase the attack power and damage negation of Summoned Spirit, excluding Mimic Tier, when the Revered Spirit Ash Blessing is at 5 or more. Increase the attack power and damage negation of Summoned Spirit, excluding Mimic Tier, at +8 or higher. Okay. Armament. Increase attack power scaling when upgrading the following armaments: Repeating Crossbow, Spread Crossbow, or Bound Cannon. So they actually buffed the spread crossbow. Bro, they buffed the spread crossbow. What the hell? Oh my god. They actually buffed spread crossbow. Increase damage negation when blocking physical attacks for Shield of Night. Euphoria. Increase holy damage when the weapon has its luster restored. Decrease the number of attacks required to get the weapon to have a big luster, and increase the duration of the luster restoration effect. Okay. Golden Lion Shield. Increase guard strength. Okay. Golem Fist. Added a damage hitbox to the hand portion of the ranged fist attack. Ooh. Ooh. Guys, if this is what I think, this might be like the new Kestis. That could be quite something for Golem Fist. It's going to be like Kestis Plus. Maybe. We don't know yet. We're gonna see. We're gonna have to test that. Smith Script Great Hammer. Increase poise damage of the swing portion of the throwing attack. The projectile is unchanged. Okay, I think that's good. Because I'm not sure that the swing... I don't remember if it always pours Brook or not. Okay, Spread Crossbow. Decrease the generated status buildup when using bolts that have status effect. That's good, but at the same... Yeah, I guess that's good, yeah. I think that's good overall. I was about to say the sleep was the issue, but... I think the other status were quite high as well. I think you could also bleed proc in 1 if you were like close range. So that's good, definitely good. Okay, Ailment Talisman. After the onset of a status ailment, the status buildup or duration of said ailment will now also be reduced immediately by a certain amount. Wait. After the onset of a status ailment, the status buildup or duration of said ailment will now be reduced immediately by a certain amount. Oh, okay, so you know how when you had the Ailment Talisman, if say like the status, like the effect proc, you would still have to heal the buildup basically. So that's very, very useful. Yeah, that's very good. I get it, I get it. Like basically, like if you got slept, right, with the Ailment Talisman, for instance, like you'd get the effect as soon as you got slept, but your bar would still be like, you know, like if let's say this was our whole bar, like this whole thing was our whole like sleep bar. So like, whoa, you got slept, oh, your bar got full. Okay, so now the effect kicked in, so technically your sleep buildup should be empty, right? But because the, you know, the effect kicked in, like you'd have like this sleep like active on your bar because like the effect kicked in there. So like even though you just got slept, your bar would still be like half full because the ailment effect kicked in. So they probably got rid of that so that you get like the full benefit of it. So that's good. Okay, Clarifiering. Oh, Clarifiering Orange Charm +1 and +2. Ooh, increase focus resistance. Holy shit. Would you look at that? I actually like this approach. Instead, bro, I'll say something. FromSoft likes to buff stuff instead of nerfing stuff, but this is technically an indirect nerf to sleep. That's nice. That's very nice. So they said we don't want to nerf sleep buildup. We want to buff this instead, which is cool. I think that's good. I like that approach, actually. I like that. Yeah, that's probably like the most underrated good thing so far that I've read. Okay. Savage Lion Claw. Increase attack power and poise damage of the first attack. Jesus, dude. We need to test this after this. Swift Slash. Reduce movement distance when using this skill. Extend recovery time. We took a look at it earlier. We noticed that it did have less range, but I don't know. It still looks strong. It might still be like a bit too overtuned. We're gonna have to play with it, honestly. Overhead stance. Increase attack power against other enemy players. I think that's warranted because the overhead stance for great katanas did like the same amount of damage as like a normal R1. So it's like, you know, that makes sense to me. Aspect of the Crucible Wings. Increase attack power. Increase directional control. That's going to be interesting. As well as poise amount generated when using this skill. Dude, I was working on a PvP feedback vid, and I was actually, for all these new spells and stuff, because I don't dabble as much into spells and all, I hit up Gigasticus to give me feedback for all the new spells and shit, and that was going to be in the feedback vid, but not anymore since they already took care of it. Okay, light speed slash. The additional light attacks are now affected by the attack power and ability scaling of the weapon. Which one is lightning slash, guys? Which one is lightning slash? I don't remember. Ranker slash, that's the one that's like sword dance with vengeful spirits. It's a Radon sword. Oh yeah. Oh, wait, is it the Radon sword? Okay. Ranker slash. Increase attack power of the vengeful spirit. Increase stamina damage against guarding enemies. Oh, dude, we might have a sword dance that guard breaks with Ranker slash? Question mark. We're gonna have to test that. Dude, if we have a sword dance that guard breaks, like exclusive to like this weapon, that might be very interesting use case wise. We're gonna have to test that. Revenger's Blade. Increase directional control for the follow-up attack after a strong attack. That's not what they needed to fix. That thing is fucking. That thing has like super armor on the Ash of War. Like they needed to make it so that jumping R2s could stun it. Horn Calling. Increase attack power against enemies. Okay. Horn Calling Storm. Increase attack power against enemies. Weed Cutter. Increase the speed of attacks. This buff here might be a problem. Like Hyper Armor starts too quickly from the look of it. I'm gonna need to take a look at the frame data for this, but I don't like that. The attack was already good. You could already do it like out of fucking hit stun. It was not. It did not need a buff. Like that just makes it like stupidly strong. I don't like that. This is like an over buff there. It's like stupidly strong now because the Hyper Armor can tank everything with that thing. Romina's Purification. Increase poise value when using this skill. I have no idea what this one is. Romina's Purification. Which one is it, guys? These weird names. Like Is it the Which one is Rumina? It's the Rot Halberd? Okay. Increase poise value when using the skill. Okay, I guess. A Red Bear Hunt. Increase attack power. Increase poise value when using this skill. Nice. That's for the Beast Claw, for the Bear Claw. Ranker Shot. Decrease status buildup generation when using arrows that have status effect. You know, for the thing with Ranker Shot, it's still busted because you can just put like sustained pressure from a distance with that thing, and even if you don't have like sleep building up as fast, it's still going to be like just as bad, because instead of like getting slept in 5 seconds, you're gonna be like, what, in the best case slept in 10 seconds instead. But the fucking pressure is still there, and like Stormhawk arrows and everything, it's like this is not a fix. This is a bad fix. Like, yes, we want the status buildup to be lower, but it's the tracking that's a problem here. Tracking is an issue. Repeating fire, adjusted attack power to compensate for increased weapon damage. Interesting. I will have to check that one out. Feeble Lord's Frenzied Frame, that's the Madness Torch. Reduce Frenzy status build up. Yeah, against enemies. Revenge of the Night, increase poise damage and attack power when this skill is used immediately after guarding against an enemy attack. I think that's like the small shield, like special counterattack. I think that's what this is. Okay, spells. Glintblade Trio, increase attack power. Great. Blades of Stone, adjust attack power of the fist. Oh, sorry, of the first, second, and third charge attack. Increase attack power of the non-charge attack. Increase attack power of the first hit of the charge attack. And reduce attack power of the second and third hits. Increase attack range and attack speed. Okay. Glintstone Nail, increase attack power and improve enemy tracking. Hey boy. Increase attack power. They have it twice. In Glintstone Nails. Oh, never mind. That's two different ones. Increase attack power and improve enemy tracking. Impenetrable Thorns. All generated impenetrable thorns will now track enemies. Decrease attack power and poise damage. Decrease the Emerage status buildup and stamina damage against guarding enemies. Yeah, it's probably going to be like less of an issue now, but we're going to have to test it for ourselves, honestly. Ring of Spectral Light, increase attack power and frostbite status buildup. Vortex of Putrescence, increase attack power and frostbite status buildup. Incantations. Minor Earth Tree, increase HP recovery amount. Land of Shadow, improve enemy tracking. Spira, increase attack speed. Watchful Spirit, improve enemy tracking. Divine Beast Tornado, increase attack power. Enemies hit by the tornado will now be launched upwards. Interesting. Tornado will be less likely to disappear due to collision with the terrain. I wish they did that with Wave of Gold. Rain of Fire, increase attack power. This should probably have gone in bug fixes, to be honest. Reduce the interval between each hit. Roar of Regalia, increase poise damage and attack power. Furious Blade of Ansbach, increase attack power. Rotten Butterflies, increase Scarlet Rot status buildup. Yeah, that was necessary. Reduce the interval between damage ticks. Okay, one thing here, I did not see any change for the healing spell, the broken healing spell, like the one that you shoot at your feet. Maybe it's going to be like, I don't think it's even in there. That needs to be fixed ASAP. It's way too strong, or nerfed, I should say. Okay, for the Ash, Wandering Noble will no longer stagger as easily. Wait, what the hell? What is that? Bro. What the hell? What is this? Summon Spirit? Oh, okay, it's the Summon Spirit. Okay, the Ash. Yeah, that's confusing. Okay, so we're not gonna read that, but they basically buff like the Spirit Ashes, like across the board. Like Spider Scorpion, increase physical attack power, poison, status element buildup on enemies, and damage negation. Honestly, I think like this whole thing with the Ash getting buffed is basically from Soft's response to the complaints about the difficulty for the DLC. I think this is their answer right there. They just buffed all the Spirit Ash. Leave Ill from Afar alone? No. Ill from Afar needs to be nerfed like huge, big time. Like it's way too fucking fast. Way too fast. Like that shit is hella broken. It is completely broken in the arena. It's completely disgusting. It's probably the most broken healing spells we've had in like 3 Souls games. Like it's not even an argument. Like we're not arguing here. Like, there's no argument to be made there. Okay, bug fixes. Let's see. Change the default selection of the OK cancel prompt that shows up when using Spectral Steed. Whistle. Yeah, well, the steed is dead. Okay, so you can, like, press it twice, basically. Adjusted the placement of NPC summon signs. Okay. Change the NPC summon signs in certain boss fights. Fix a bug where the damage of some attacks of the Darkmoon Greatswords were lower than intended. Okay. Fix the physical attack attribute menu display of the Warpic weapon. Interesting. Fix a bug where some attacks of the Swift Spear weapon were different than expected in terms of power, damage, motion, and hitbox generated timing. The Swift Spear, we're gonna have to check the poise values on these. Fix a bug that prevented the Twin Blade Talisman from affecting perfume bottles when it used in the left hand. Fix a bug where the physical attributes of some attacks of the Trusting Shield weapon were different than expected. Fixed a bug where the physical attack attributes of some attack of the Trusting Shield were different than expected. Interesting. Interesting. Fix a bug that allows arrows, great arrows, bolt, grid bolts that should not be usable for the following weapon type. Yeah. Basically, arrow switching is now fixed. By the way, chainsaw is also fixed. Fix the bug where the effect of increasing the power of the incantation Light of Mikola of the Circle of Light helmet was not applied correctly. Fix the bug that caused FP consumption when using Unhanding Dance skill while not meeting the ability requirement of the dancing. Okay, I think that's what happened to me when I was first like testing the weapon when the DLC came out. Like the bug like dance that just broke your back. I think that's what they fixed. Fix the bug where the physical attack attribute of some attacks of the Deadly Dance skill was different than expected. Fix the bug where the physical attack attribute of the Scattershot throw skill of Clock Knight was different than expected. Okay, so we're gonna have to see what they fixed with Scattershot, basically. Maybe they, I don't know. Maybe they removed the headshot. Fix the bug where the following skill did not change correctly when performed with or without FP. Dynastic Sickle Play, Raging Beast, repeating crossbow fire. Fix the bug where a different rage art was sometimes performed when following up with a strong attack after using Raging Beast and Dynastic Play skills. Fix the bug that caused certain skills to perform differently than expected under certain circumstances. Fix the bug that prevented some spells incantation that can be used in the air from being used in the air under certain conditions. Man, these are so vague. It's gonna be hard to know like exactly what all of that does. Fix the bug that caused the Golden Arcs incantation to generate attacks slower when cast with the left hand. That is such an interesting bug. Fix the bug where Rain of Fire incantation sometimes did not hit enemies. Fix the bug where Furious Blade of Angbak incantation did not apply Emerald status buildup. Fix the bug where under some circumstances the move dance when casting some spell incantations was different than expected. Fix the bug that sometimes interrupted the cast of Roar of Regalia incantation. Fix the bug where the Cherishing Fingers magic attack sometimes did not hit. Fix the bug in the behavior of the Mimic tier when casting spells, incantations, and skills. Interesting. Fix the bug where NPCs could be summoned when the maximum number of cooperative player member has been reached. Wow, I did not know that was a thing. Interesting. Fix the bug that caused some items to display different icons than expected. Fix the bug where exiting the game or going through a loading screen immediately after defeating Count Emir Motherfinger could make the dropped items unobtainable. Ouch. Feels bad for those who missed it. Fix the bug that prevented the player from performing critical hits on some enemies. Oh. Dude, we're gonna have to see if they actually fix the no parry with that thing. It could be huge if that's the case. No, they didn't. Oh. Fix a bug which some attacks on certain enemies were interpreted differently than expected. Fix a bug that prevented rune gains when defeating some enemies. Fix a bug that prevented some enemies from working properly under... Fix the bug that prevented some enemies from working properly under certain conditions or certain circumstances. Bro, it could not be more vague than this. Fix the bug where the multiplayer area borders were different than intended in some areas. Holy shit. Thank you so much for this. Ah, that's really nice. Oh, I can't wait to try the museum area again, like Shadow Keep, storeroom, and all that stuff. Ah, that would be great. Fix a bug where the player would spawn in a different place than intended when invading another player's world. Holy shit, they might have fixed the fucking invading inside the cage, and invading inside the tree, and invading inside the floor. Maybe they fixed the spawns. That would be nice. Fix the bug in the map menu that caused some NPC icons in the Realm of Shadow to not display properly. Fix the bug in the design of the map of Realm of Shadow, the map fragment icon. Okay. Fix the bug where some cutscenes were not displayed correctly under certain circumstance. Fix the bug where some sound effects did not play correctly. Fix the bug where some effects were not displayed correctly. Several performance and other bug fixes. Steam-only adjustment. Fix a bug where anti-aliasing quality was unintentionally set to high each time the game was restarted. Interesting bug. Correction of the end of credit. In update 1.12, an error was included in the credit of the game. This issue will be corrected in the next update. Possible unstable performance fixes. For the PS5 version of the game, unstable frame rate might be improved by using the rebuild database option from the device safe mode. In some PC version, ray tracing may be unintentionally enabled. They basically copied that from like all the patch. In PC version, inappropriate without cheating. To fix this issue, verify game file. They had this for last patch as well. PC version, unstable frame rate may be caused by third-party application that controls mouse behavior. Okay, yeah, basically, yep, that's it. That's it. But further updates will be distributed in the future for you to continue to enjoy Elden Ring more comfortably. So this is not over. This is not over, guys. Pretty big patch, honestly. Like, I didn't know that it was that big. Pretty big mixed bag. I think like the bulk of this patch really happens in the poise damage, honestly, because they really created a fucking monster with BathedInBrena. Like, that shit is going to be like obnoxious until they fix it. On top of my head, I would say to give BathedInBrena dagger poise damage, because it pretty much has dagger speed, really. And that would still make like the R2's poise break, but not like all the light attacks and the crouch attack. So on top of my head, that's what I would do to BathedInBrena to fix it. And light greatswords, we're gonna have to see if it's too strong or not. Same thing for like the beast claws and the dry leaf and stuff. I don't think dry leaf is going to be too strong. I took a look at like the poise damage before checking out the patch notes, and it seemed actually pretty balanced from the look of it. Yeah, chainsaw is fixed, by the way. Chainsaw is fixed. All like backstep swaps are removed. Like, they made it so that you can't menu after a backstep, basically. So that's good. So they fixed like all the broken fucking like chainsaw fucking, what's it called, curse, like applied on latest sword. All that stuff, all that good stuff is fixed. Finally, dude. Fucking about time. You know, the whole like blind spot nerf I think is really nice, but I will have to like test it in practice, see if it's any like significant. I really like that they also nerf like the backstep talisman and reduce the invulnerability window. I think that was the right approach. Really happy about that. And for the rest, we're gonna need to like get to work here and try everything out. So yeah, that's pretty much it. That's it for these patch notes. For those watching on YouTube, we are going to be testing a lot of stuff right now on Twitch, and I'll be putting out a video of a full patch analysis with our actual testing soon as I can. And yeah, that's gonna be it. All right, take care, guys.